Welcome back to Florida International Dynasty. If you missed last episode, go ahead and check it out. There's a full playlist in order of every episode of this Dynasty, so make sure you guys look out for that. But we are currently here in Week 7 of 2028, and we are number one in the nation, currently 6-0 in conference or in record-wise, and 3-0 in conference record, which has us currently in first place, the only undefeated team left in the ACC conference record-wise and record-wise. But we'll start today with 0-2 or 2-4 California. We are currently 6-0. Just to make sure that I'm not cheating, it is on Heisman difficulty. Recruiting isn't going as well as the game has gone. So far, we have 0 commits. But we are close to getting at least one today. We are close to getting Tyree Riddick. We should be getting Tyree Riddick this episode. Gerald Grubbs, I believe it's week 7. So he is visiting this week. So a win today would be huge. And Alexander Paxton's also visiting this week. Actually, let's go. Players who are visiting this week. So we have Gerald Grubbs, Alexander Paxton, and Abdul Dunn all visiting this week. So, although we have no commits, we hopefully should get one today, maybe a few today. All right, updates to recruiting. I don't think we're really doing much different here. We're hard selling on a few guys. We're hard selling on Josh Ahmed. We're also hard selling on Abdul Dunn now. Same thing with Jimmy Johnson, and actually we're having Jimmy Johnson and Alfonso Hajarulahu. I'm probably butchering the shit out of that. But we're having both those guys visit against Miami of Ohio. So that is a game to look out for. We start throwing 25 on some of these guys. We're now throwing 10 on Elijah Kiernan. He's got 89 speed, 92 excel, 83 catch traffic, 84 release, 88 spec catch as a 4-star. And currently nobody's going after him. So I'm definitely going to try to get Elijah Kiernan. We could definitely use wide receivers, especially with 2 of our top receivers being seniors. So hopefully we get a big win this week against California because we do have some recruits visiting this week. Okay, so we're going to be upgrading here linebackers and tactician. Just this tier 1 boost, finesse, move, and block shedding for our linebackers. So there we go. But we have a home game against California, who's currently a 76 overall. We are playing up to an 84. We were like an 83, 82. I think we're an 83 now. We're playing up to an 84 overall. So we're playing up a lot better now. But like we do every time, we're going to play the moments against California. Here we are in California. Never mind, we're in Florida. Here we are going against California, who's currently trying to get their first win in ACC play. We're looking to remain undefeated at home against the Golden Bears. All right, so we're going to start with the ball here. 13. Start the run. Derek Lobato, who's going to go in untouched in the end zone. Great blocking from our line, and just like that, we are on the board. In week number 7, starting off with the touchdown on the opening drive. We got the ball back deep in California territory again. 2nd and 5. We're going to start with a run here to Lobato, who's going to get the first down at the 6. All right, 2nd and goal. Wouzier is going to roll right. Wouzier, does he have the speed to outrun this Cal defender? He will be tackled a yard short of the first. And our big power back, Kevin Bibbs, is in the game, looking to punch it in on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Give to Bibbs. Bibbs cuts it back up the middle, and Bibbs looks like he was tackled by his own teammate there. But he gets in the end zone. And look at that, we're up 14-0 pending this extra point early in this first quarter. Yeah, looks like he got tackled by his number 77 there on that play. All right, we jump to the second quarter. Cal did get a field goal. So we're facing a 3rd and 8, and we're looking to fly. Wow, that was a awful throw, dude. I tried leading that outside, and I was way behind him. And now we're back here. I think Greg Carver might be hurt because he hasn't been in the game at all. And I can't sub him in. But we'll continue running the ball with Derek Lobato. 3rd and goal from the 1. We're going to keep it with Awuzie. They had nobody lined up on the right side of the center, so we're going to take it to the right side with George Awuzie. And we're going to add on to our lead here. 2:52 left in the first half. Hopefully that Greg Carver injury isn't significant because he's been pretty good today. But we do have some good backups. All right, we got the ball back. Your 1st and goal. Oh, we do. We're going to dump it here to Barker. We're going to get 2 yards. Going to go free up. Start with a play action. Rolling right. Awuzie is going to just keep it with him this time. He's going to get pushed out of bounds. 45-yard line. Now facing a 3rd down and 7. Awuzie is going to have to fire to... I want to say it was JoJo Stone. Didn't really see the ball there in that area. Incomplete. All right, we're back on offense. Bibbs is still in the game here. We're going to give it to Dion. Briscoe cuts outside. Has the speed to get in the end zone. Touchdown. I don't know how. We just got a random speed burst for that cut. But we're going to take it and we're going to add on to our lead here against the Cal Bears. And we do get bonus points in the visits if we blow them out. And that's what we're doing right now. So we need to continue this scoring run here. And look at that. We're down at the 1 now. Lobato's in the game. He is really hurt. So how about we're just going to snap it here. 1st and goal. And Lobato fucking moved. Jesus Christ, dude. So the jet sweep to Briscoe. Briscoe, does he have the speed? Briscoe spin move! Makes those Cal defenders look silly on that play. That's his 2nd touchdown of the day. Look at that. Don't know where those guys were going. Looks like they're going back home to California, across the country. Right, maybe in the 4th quarter we throw our backups in. I don't know. Volk is really hurt, so we're gonna keeper. It's a keeper with Awuzie on the QB read option. We'll get 7. 2nd and 3. We're gonna start with a run outside to Kevin Bibbs, who has the speed. Bibbs stiff arms into the end zone. Kevin Bibbs showing his strength on that play. Stiff arm the Cal defender in the end zone. Touchdown FIU, and we're up big. All right, we're putting the backups in after this play at least. Davis is hurt, which sucks because he's our only fullback. We'll start the run here to Kevin Bibbs again. Down at the 6-yard line. All right, now the backups are in the game. Well, they're not. They're still not. Okay, maybe after this drive they will be. Toss to Bibbs, who is going to get outside. Touchdown, FIU. Well, look at that. Bibbs takes it in himself for the scoring. We are absolutely blowing out California at home, and that's going to be huge for the recruits this week. We'll gladly blow out California here. Nothing against California, but your football team sucks, so sorry. Okay, I must not have subbed in the backups for some reason, but now the backups are in. So that means Cornell will now be in the game. We're on 3rd down and 2, and we're going to try to throw that deep, and we're going to take the sack there. Now it's 3rd down and 1. We're back on offense here. Bibbs is a little banged up. I think we're going to put Booth in the game for the rest of the time here. 3rd and 1. Give to Kevin Bibbs, who is going to be marked short the 1st down. Ocean Coffee on the jet touch pass. Daryl Coffee is going to get 4. He's going to be a yard short here, and we're just going to kick the field goal. And number 15's kick hits the uprights, and it's no good. Okay, so for some reason now it's going all the way left. I don't understand the kicking in this game, dude. See, this is why I don't kick field goals, because it makes no sense. Yeah, we don't score 50, but we blow them out 49-3 here at home. Player of the game, George Awuzie, 217 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and he didn't even play the full game. Surprisingly, our back quarterback, Danny Cornell, has seen a lot of playing time this year. I was not expecting to see that much playing time from the transfer. But he's got a lot of playing time because we've been blowing out some teams. And we'll walk out of this game with a massive 46-point victory. All right, looking at our stats, Awuzie went 16-25, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns. Danny Cornell threw 3 passes, completed all of them, 14 yards. JoJo Stone on that end around to Bibbs or whatever, Wildcat, counts as a pass, so he has a pass touchdown as well in the season. So Kevin Bibbs, 19 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derek Lobato, 9 carries, 91 yards, averaged a first down per carry, also a touchdown. Awuzie also had a touchdown himself. Yeah, you see Greg Carver got hurt after 1 carry, so we hope that's not a major injury. Receiving wise, it was Deion Briscoe, 6 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Malik Clark, 3 catches, 68 yards. Stone, 2 grabs for 41. Kevin Bibbs with a receiving touchdown. Blocking, no sacks allowed. All right, that's good. Defensively, 6 tackles from Vernon Woodward. The team TFL's 3, 1 for Lonnie Queen, Juan Figures, Kellen Lindstrom. Sacks for Lonnie Queen, Juan Figures, Kellen Lindstrom. 3 interceptions, 1 for Keenan Levrone, 1 for Cameron Tuttle, and 1 for Ja Boyd. Pass deflections, we had no pass deflections. We had a forced fumble from Noah Herrick, recovered by Noah Herrick. It seemed no safety, no touchdown. Kicking wise, Alex Spann missed his 1 field goal because I suck at field goals. Punting, Carnegie averaged 46 yards for a punt at 1 inside the 20. Kick return, we had 2 guys with 32 yards returning exactly. We had 3 different returners on punts. Booth and Bibbs both had 17 yards. But that is a huge victory against California with recruits recruits visiting. So hopefully that helps us get our first recruits of the season. All right, and the Greg Carver injury isn't anything big. However, Dennis Bowe is still hurt. He's going to be out for 5 weeks. He should come back for our bowl game, which we were eligible last week. Now we're eligible for a bowl game with, we're even more eligible with 7 wins. But, so we'll take that. We'll go to next week here. And look at that, we finally get our first commit. Tyree Reddick, right tackle from Orlando, Florida, is coming to FIU. We're in a recruiting battle with Ole Miss for Gerald Grubbs. Paxson we were really close with as well. We are still ranked number 1 in the nation, which is good. So we get our first commit, Tyree Reddick, Gerald Grubbs. We overtake Ole Miss. We are first for Paxson right now. Hopefully Notre Dame doesn't go in. Some of these guys we aren't going after, like these 3 guys. Elijah Kiernan, we are in his top 8 now, so that's good. So there we go. First commit is an offensive lineman. He's a 4-star gem. He's a really good pass protector right off the bat. 84 pass block power, 83 pass block finesse, 83 pass block. But his run blocking is not good. 62 run block, 60 run block power, 60 run block finesse. Maybe somebody who could potentially be redshirted his first year, maybe not play that much. We overtake Ole Miss for Gerald Grubbs, which is awesome. Hopefully Ole Miss just keeps the pace they're going. Alexander Paxson should hopefully be committing after this week. So we got some good updates for that. Abdul Dunn. How do we not get full? How do we not get a full visit there week 7? All right, updating the recruiting side of the ball. Like I said before, we're in first for Gerald Grubbs. For a little bit, we're in a recruiting battle. Hopefully, we have enough. Hopefully, Ole Miss kind of just backs off and lets us get him. Paxson, we are getting really close to getting. He should commit. Abdul Dunn is also getting pretty close to committing. That week 7 visit definitely helps. Ahmed, we're throwing 40 on Johnson. We're now hard selling on Alfonso here because Florida, Miami, Tulane are going after him. We're throwing 25 on Elijah Kiernan now. We're throwing 25 on Wagner. I don't really think we really changed much I think we just scouted some guys. Hugh Duck, we're throwing 5 minutes on. He doesn't look bad himself. We could use safety, especially if Keenan Lavrone decides to go to the draft. With that aside, again, we're at home against an ACC opponent, going against Pittsburgh. They're 79 overall. We're an 84 overall. Let's go ahead and jump into this game against the Panthers. So it's the Panthers versus the Panthers. Who's the best Panther team in the nation? We'll find out. We'll find out as the FIU Panthers, led by Pitbull, step out onto the field. It is midnight or night. It's nighttime here at the FIU at Pitbull Stadium. I wish you could upgrade your stadium. Like, once you become really good or get into a bigger conference, your stadium just gets upgraded. I don't know. Maybe that's something that they add next year's college football, but let's go into this game. All right. So we have the ball at the 4-yard line now for the first. We're going to start it with a run right up the gut for Greg Carver, who missed almost all of last game. He's back and better than ever with a walk-in touchdown there for the junior halfback. First and 10, we're going to step up with Awuzie. Awuzie's got speed. Awuzie! Nice blocking by Burke, but Awuzie is just short. And we're going to try to power this one in here. First and goal from the 1. Carver again goes in untouched. Touchdown FIU. I don't know where their defense is at on these running plays in the red zone, but I'm not complaining. We're going to take that easy touchdown. And so far, it's the Florida International Panthers up 2 scores. All right, we take a bit of a jump here to the second quarter. On a 3rd down and 7, we're looking underneath there. Dion Briscoe, they rallied to the ball there. He's going to be a yard short. All right, we're now in the third quarter, now up 24-7 right now. Awuzie is a little banged up, so is Barnes. So we're going to put in Quincy Harrison a little bit. We're going to throw the RPO slant to JoJo Stone. And the senior wideout gets in the end zone, the Stone zone, as our fans will start to call it. JoJo Stone, who's been with us from the beginning, from struggling, from 4-8, from the bottom of Conference USA all the way to the top of the world, top of the nation at number 1. All right, just like that, Pittsburgh is now knocking on the door here. 3rd down 6. Can our defense get a stop? He has all day to throw underneath. Jesus, they scored like instantly and twice. All right, 3rd down and 5 now. 3rd down and 5. Pittsburgh quarterback is panicking, and down he goes. Finally brought down for the huge loss. And we're going to take that 3rd down sack. Juan Figures in on the play to force a Pitt field goal. Can we get a block? We can't, and the field goal is good. So Pitt has cut this big lead down to 5 points late in this third quarter. All right, trying to extend our lead back to two touchdowns. I'm going to start with a pass outside to Greg Carver. And we have an injury to Eric Mayo, our 4-star right tackle. Is down on the play. That's not good. 3rd and 1. Slant. Dion Briscoe on the RPO. He's down to the 1-yard line. Eric Mayo with bruised ribs. I think we're going to put Bodie McCaslin in the game. 1st and goal. Handoff. Carver is in the end zone. Backs up. Across the plane. And just like that, we made it back to a 2-score lead. Now defense, we got to step up here if we want to remain undefeated. All right, Pittsburgh got a field goal, so it's still a 9-point game. Still a 9-point game here. Underneath Briscoe, how do we not get a 1st down there, dude? All right, Pittsburgh got another field goal, so it is now a 6-point game. We're going to step up with Awuzie here. Awuzie's going to take it. Look at all that space for Georgia Awuzie, who's going to slide at the Pittsburgh 40, and they're going to use their first timeout. 9-8. We're going to keep it with Awuzie. The blocks on out the outside are good. Awuzie gets the first down. Probably wanted to get out of bounds there, but I didn't want to risk the fumble. The 1st and 10 give. Lobato had space. Lobato had space there. There's 2nd and 7 outside. Look at Stone. He beat his man. JoJo Stone is going to get the first, and he's going to go down. All right, so we're just going to take care of the 2-minute timeout, and I think Anil should do it. And we barely escaped that one with a win. We got outscored 25-14 that second half. Your player of the game, Greg Carver, didn't have the most yards, but he averaged 6.9 yards per carry and had a touchdown on the day. So there we go. Pittsburgh gave us a little bit of a scare there. Might be the most points we've allowed all season. But we walk out home with a win, still undefeated. Stats: Awuzie, 16-30, 172 yards, touchdown, and a pick for Awuzie. Rushing-wise, Awuzie was our leading rusher, actually. 16 attempts, 79 yards, touchdown. Greg Carver, though, player of the game with 3 touchdowns. Lobato, 4 carries, 32 yards. Bibbs carried 3 times for 7 yards. Receiving-wise, Deion Briscoe, 6 catches, 49 yards, led the team. But it was JoJo Stone with the touchdown. Blocking-wise, we allowed 1 sack from Trayvon Volk. Defensively, 9 tackles from Cameron Tuttle led the team today. Lindstrom, Juan Figures, Jadi Abasiri with TFLs. Only half a sack for Figures and Abasiri. Interceptions, 2 interceptions for Keelan LeBron. We're finally seeing him get some turnovers this year. Pass deflections, we had a lot. Jermaine Carter, Manny Alfonso, Jeff Cleveland, Cameron Tuttle, Jaja Boyd, who is hurt. We'll see if that's a long-term injury. Noah Herrick also with a pass deflection. No forced fumble, no block kicks, no safety, no touchdowns. Kicking-wise, Alex Spann went 1 for 1 today, 5 and extra points punting. Juan Carn get 3 punts inside the 20. Not bad. Kick return. Derek Lobato had a 37-yard kick return, and punt return, JoJo Stone averaged 15 yards. So there we go with that closest game by far. All right, and unfortunately, Jaja Boyd with a torn rotator cuff is going to miss the rest of the season no matter what. No matter if we make the college football playoff, he's out with a torn rotator cuff. There goes our top corner. I wonder if I put him on injured reserve, if we'll get him for next season. I don't know. I have been doing some things outside of this, and the injured reserve doesn't work like I think it should be. You know, if they're not a red shirt, you should have a red shirt and then a medical red shirt in this game. But apparently, if you're already I don't know. So we're gonna put Jaja Boyd on the injured reserve. And now that means Jet White, Vernon Woodward, and Manny Alfonso will have to step up today. We don't have the worst cornerback depth, but obviously losing our 86 overall corner sucks. So that's unfortunate, but we walk away with a win at least. 8-0, 5-0 in Conference USA play. And there is our second commit. It's Alexander Paxson, the cornerback from Long Beach, California, commits. So that is our second commit of the episode. Abdul Dunn, we are in first and in his top 3 for that. Nothing changes school-wise, but we add another commit, and Abdul Dunn is getting very close to committing. So that's awesome. So Gerald Grubbs, it's looking pretty close. It's looking like maybe Ole Miss outtakes us for Gerald Grubbs. I don't know. I've seen sometimes the recruiting battle doesn't end until the very last recruiting week or whatever, even in the off season. So I don't know if that's going to be this type of thing, but hopefully he chooses us, please. Abdul Dunn is getting very close. Hopefully Florida doesn't force a recruiting battle. So we should be getting him. Ahmed is very close as well. All right, updating the recruiting side. Obviously, we talked about Grubbs and Dunn earlier, but Josh Ahmed, we're currently uncontested. So far, nobody has offered him, but if Alabama, I think, starts going after him, they could potentially swoop in and take him. But we have a Week 10 visit, which will be next episode, so that's going to be a big week, especially with Jimmy Johnson as well, with a boosting visit with Alfonso, who is starting to look like, I don't know, we're going to have to hope that we get a really big visit week because the other Florida teams are starting to go after him. Alex Hicks, you see Alabama and Oregon also starting to go after him, so we are tossing 50 on him as well. Kieran in Texas is now throwing him a scholarship, and they got a big boost there. So, it's, tough, obviously, because we don't have, yeah, we're number one in the nation, but we don't really have the big selling points that a Florida or Alabama or Oregon does. They're the teams that are always top in the recruiting classes. So, and also Texas. So it's going to be tough. We're tossing 25 by them. Clemson is going after Nick Wagner now, which they have a 5-star pipeline. We just don't have the tier 4 or tier 5 platinum or pipelines anywhere. We're going 50 on Hugh Duck, and then we found this gem 3-star dual threat quarterback Jimmy Craver. He's got 82 throw power, 83 speed. He's not the type Awuzie was. Awuzie was a lot bigger of an arm, a lot faster. But Craver isn't a bad option. So we're throwing 15 there on him. So that is the updates to the recruiting side. Hopefully we get Abdul Dunn. Hopefully Grubbs commits. And we can walk out of this episode with 4 commits. But we have one more game going against Boston College on the road in Boston College, nonetheless. So it's our first road game of the episode. Boston College currently sitting at a 77. You guys know we're sitting at an 84 overall. So we are favored overall-wise, and we're the number 1 team in the nation. So that's certainly going to help. But we're looking to not be that team that loses to Boston College. So let's go ahead and jump into this game on the road. All right, here we are on the road going against the BC Falcons. They're the Falcons, right, or the Hawks? That looks like a Falcon to me. I don't know, but we're going against Boston College, the home of Matt Ryan. We're number 1 going against Boston College. It's our first time ever playing Boston College, so let's start out with a win against Boston College. All right, so we'll get the ball on a 3rd and 6. We're going to motion Briscoe. There's a little bit of a thing, but we're going to try to throw that deep, and we can't. But now we haven't gotten very many defensive moments here. But we get one here on a 4th down and 2. Boston College wide open on the slant for the first. Hey, bring him down, please. 3rd and 10 for Boston College outside, and he's going to be down well short of the 1st down marker. So now the ball, 4th and 1. How will we convert here on 4th and 1? We're going to motion him over there. We're going to throw to the slant really quickly. Try to go down with Stone. Pass a little high, but he comes down and makes a grab. Another moment, 3rd down and 9. What are we looking for? We're going to throw that underneath. Look at that. Briscoe's got a bunch of space. Deion Briscoe will duck. Get pushed out of bounds there at the 21-yard line. Big 3rd down conversion for Briscoe. All right, we got on the board, but Boston College is going down the field. 1st and 10, a read option for Boston College. They're going to keep that. The quarterback breaks. Dude, fucking hit their quarterback as hard as you can. Oh my God, look at it. He's got 6 rushes for -7 yards. I don't know why I did that in there. 2nd and 8, handoff. At the middle for 5 yards. All right. 3rd down and 3. Good defense going to stop. It's a handoff, and we cannot get there. 1st and goal, jet sweep. We're all over that. They're going to lose yards, actually, on that play. So, whatever. 3rd and goal. We got a weird camera angle here, but hopefully it helps us, and it will, because that could have been a touchdown, but not a good throw from the quarterback. He's gonna step out of bounds, and they're gonna review. He straight up didn't even get a single foot in bounds. So there you go. That stands, and Boston College will attempt a field goal here. Cool. So we're gonna be kicking from. Okay, cool. So we'll get the broadcast look, and it's good. So Boston College doesn't get in the end zone. Our defense holds them there to 3 points. We're up by 1 still. All right, now we have the ball from the 5-yard line. That's not awesome. 5-yard line. We'll start with a run. Look at Carver. That's the big play we needed here. We're going to go hurry up. Big gain there. Stadium pulse is starting to get loud. It's starting to get loud. Awuzie's, yeah, I mean, sack there. Timeouts. Gotta go fast here. We're going to start with the screen. There to Carver. Blocks just weren't good enough. And Boston College is going to use a timeout. Third and 11. What will our offense do here? We're just going to lob it deep here to JoJo Stone. Can't make the catch. We're going to punt. All right, 3rd down and 4. Another moment on offense here. Come on, baby. How will we convert this one? Runs it to everybody, potentially. Ran to every possible player there. Still got the 1st down. Another moment here on 3rd down and 8. How will we convert this one? We're going to fire that over the middle to Malik Clark, who makes the grab. Middle of the field was wide open. Looks like they sent a blitz. So nice throw to Malik Clark. Start with a run here to Carver. Can't quite make the defender miss there. 2nd down 6. Sean Burke with the grab, and Burke's got the 1st down. For some reason, Fitu Sewell's in the game, but we try to get that off and pressured immediately there in the play action. I'm going to go with a run to Connor Booth up the middle. Touchdown, Connor Booth. That's our 4th string running back in on the play. We saw Fitu Sewell was in on the one previous play. I don't know why we're all the way going down to our 5th running back. But Connor Booth takes that right up the middle for the touchdown. Boston College had nobody up the middle. We're going to take that. 3rd down and long for Boston College. Can our defense get a stop underneath? That's going to be well short. 3rd down and 1. Bibbs in the game. We're going to stretch it to Bibbs. Kevin Bibbs doesn't get a yard. How do we not get the frickin' 1st down there? But all right. Hey, Boston College got a field goal? All right. Apparently Boston College got a field goal. I didn't realize that. But it's 3rd down and 7. Awuzie's beat. We're pressured immediately on that play, by the way. All right. 3rd down and 5. Boston College can tie this game with a field goal. Handoff. Tuttle can't quite make the tackle. 4th down and 2. Can our defense make a huge stop here on 4th down? Handoff. Running back, and we're all over that. Jati Abasiri with a big tackle there, and that's a turnover on downs. And now we have the ball at the 8-yard line. Carver and Lobato in the backfield. We're going to start with a run there to Carver for a few yards there. And it's now 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. How can we get this one? Looking back at the end zone. It's dropped by JoJo Stone. That would have been big. All right, Boston College got a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So now it is 20-17. 3 minutes left. We're going to start with a run there to Lobato up the middle. Look at Lobato. Big run for Lobato. And like that, we're at midfield. Huge run for Lobato. Boston College uses their 1st timeout. Another give Lobato. This one is bottled up for 2 yards, and Rico Emanuel is hurt. So that stops the clock for Boston College. Jesus Christ. We always get the injuries at the worst possible time on this channel. Swear to God. 2nd down and 8. Unblocked defender right off the edge. Where is our tackle going? Can we convert? This 3rd and long. Woozier launching it deep to Stone. Pass is incomplete. Come on. Give me a good bounce. No. Cool. We don't get the good bounce. All right, so defense, we got to step up now. Boston College has a chance to potentially steal this game. They start with a run. We're all over that Keenan Lavrone. Get one play out before the 2-minute timeout. And they get a few yards on that one. They're going to start with third down. Okay, so Keenan Lavrone is really hurt. And they're going to pass it. It's incomplete. We sent the blitz and it got there, so it's now 4th down and 8. Can the defense get a stop here? 4th and 8. This would be huge if we can get this. 4th and 8. Noah Herrick gets pressure. Throws way short of the first down marker. And we get a big stop there. A first down effectively ends the game here. Give to Carver. Goes no. And then, oh my God. If he's hurt, I sub him out of the game. Take him out of the game. So now Boston College gets a free fucking timeout there. Awesome. 2nd down 11. Underneath. Barker breaks the tackles. How did Barker get out of that one? And he's hurt. Dude! What the fuck? This game is trying to give Boston College another chance. 2 injuries on back-to-back plays? What the hell? So now it's 3rd down and 6. This game isn't over. And now it is! Now the game is over. Daryl Coffey with the catch. And that will be the game. We survive another scare in Boston College on the road, but we hold on 20-17. These games are starting to get a little bit too close for my liking. Georgia Boozy, 193 passing yards at a touchdown, is your player of the game. Big catch by Stone. Good block by Malik Clark. Got us the game clinching first down. But 19 of 30, 393 yards and a touchdown. Rushing wides, Greg Carver, 19 carries, 57 yards. Didn't really run the ball very well. Lovato averaged 7.3 yards per carry. So did Bibbs. But it was Connor Booth with the touchdown. Receiving Deion Briscoe, 4 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Clark with 36 yards. Blocking wise, 2 sacks allowed by Trayvon Volk, 1 by Moses Barnes. Defensively, 11 tackles from Cameron Tuttle, 3 TFLs from Abasiri and Tuttle. Lavrone figures and Herrick with 1 sack. Shadi Abasiri with 2. He's got to win player of the game. He should have won player of the game. 4 tackles, 3 TFLs, 2 sacks. And an interception for Lavrone. This guy's starting to get picks every game now. Pass deflection for Lavrone as well. No forced fumbles, no blocked kicks, no safety, no defensive touchdown. But kicking wise, Alex Spann went 2 for 2 today, so those field goals were massive. Carnegie averaged 50 yards per punt at 2 inside the 20. Kick return wise, Lovato had 1 kick return for 26 yards. Stone had 1 punt return for 7 yards. But again, another close game that we survive, and we are now 9-0, 6-0 in conference play. All right, and coming out of the game, another big injury to the defense. Jack Habert with a torn labrum. He's going to miss the rest of the regular season, but obviously, since we have more than 6 wins, we are bowl eligible, so he should be back for our guaranteed bowl game. You know, obviously, we could make the conference title, college football playoffs for the 2nd straight year, but you never know. Habert with a torn labrum will miss the next 4 weeks. He is our best. I would actually say, Tuttle's been our best linebacker, but Habert's pretty good overall, 85. He's going to be out the rest of the season with a torn rotator cuff. And there we go. We had another commit. It's Abdul Dunn to the secondary from Orange Park, Florida. 4-star commits there. We're first for a lot of guys now. We go up to A-plus championship contender, but we fall to number 2 somehow. So I'm assuming Ohio State's probably number 1 now. But unfortunately, we have bad news. Gerald Grubbs goes to Ole Miss. Fuck you, Gerald Grubbs. So we now fall to number 2. Why do you think was that? Oregon is now number 1. because they beat number 5 USC. Oh, it's the college football playoff ranking, so they dropped us down to 2. Okay. But we moved down to number 2. We're still undefeated, so number 1 ranking. We had that for a while. Goes to Oregon now, but I'm fine. We're still 9-0. I'm 6-0 in conference play. We have 2 more conference games, Virginia Tech and Miami. But now as we look, it looks like Duke lost. So now Miami 5-1, Georgia Tech 4-1, SMU 3-1, Virginia Tech, Stanford, and Purdue, or not Purdue, Duke, Louisville. They're going to need miracles. They're going to need us to have an absolute collapse here in these last 3 weeks, which we didn't look that good these last 2 weeks, but we are still 2-0 on the season. Grubbs decided to go to Ole Miss. Abdul Dunn does commit, though. We look at what he was. He's a 91 speed, good man and zone coverage safety. We are going to need a Keenan Levrone replacement, most likely. But Ahmed should be coming next week. Jimmy Johnson, if we beat Miami of Ohio, we should be getting him. Alfonso, another tough one there. Hicks, we are still in first for that. Oh, Texas has jumped us for Elijah Kiernan, so maybe that's a recruiting thing we just kind of let Texas have because Texas has the 5-star pipeline. So if Texas wants Elijah Kiernan, they're going to get Elijah Kiernan. So that's unfortunate. But we finally get our first 3 commits here. A 4-star gem tackle and then 2 secondary players. But enough of me yapping. That's going to do it for today's episode. Next video will be a Jets video, so watch out for that, guys. We're off to a pretty good start in that as well. We're sitting 3-1 with the Jets, and we're sitting 9-0 at FIU. So both seasons are off to really good starts. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys next time on Jets Franchise. Peace.